Derek, I know, you're not married to any of the groupings we see up here, but the power play units you had out there today, what kind of went into how you assembled them?
Yeah, same thing. You'll see different looks, many different looks. We'll probably give Shane some looks up top and running the power play. We'll probably get Lucas on both half walls. So it's a lot more options. We had 4 power play units today, all with some guys in some comfortable spots. But again, the added depth, 5-on-5 also has added some depth to our power play. So not a whole lot into it. Wanted to give Mo day one on top. I just saw he really progressed with some of his simplicity and decision making and play on the power play. I mean, we've been working on it for a while there, and I thought he's really progressed and wanted to give him the day one look on top there.
And somebody like Shane, I mean, is that then either he or Petrie can potentially run the second? But if not, do you like
possibly.
Shane?
We feel Jake Wallman can. All those guys in those different spots. Of course, Petrie's done it with some success in this league already. So yeah, there's all different kinds of looks and combinations, and then we'll have some big picture stuff in it. Maybe ask some penalty kill as some other guys might take away from some of the power play too. So work in progress, but these are really good problems to be working through.
And then just a little bit more on Ville Husso. You mentioned that we're treating him as the number one. Was that very much a deliberate decision going into the season compared to last year that
we think highly of Ville. When I talked about him being a number one, we're going to give him number one workload. In an ideal world, we'd love to get him, anywhere between 56 to 58 starts. But we'll keep evaluating that as the season goes on.
Thank you.
Ted?
Hey, Derek, he kind of gets lost in the shuffle a little bit just because he just hasn't played much hockey the last couple of seasons. But what would it mean to have a healthy Robbie Fabry for your lineup?
Well, I'm sure you're asking on the 25 goals it feels like he scored the last 2 days in camp. It feels like he's got a lot more jump, which is understandable. This is the healthiest he's been. He had a full summer for the first time in a long time. The extra little pop he has is not the Robbie Fabry I had last year. So this is encouraging. Of course, he's a good player. He's got a good stick. He's got an NHL stick. He's had a really good first 3 days of camp so far.
I'm not sure if we've asked you or no. Just having Dan in Grand Rapids, how is that going to change things? How is that going to help things? Just having him over there now.
Well, we have a very good relationship. We've worked together. I think we see the game similarly in a lot of ways. I just think he's a really, really good coach. I'm glad he ended up being the guy with a very thorough search. He's obviously excited for the opportunity. So, yeah, I just, I find myself, talking to him, 4 or 5 times a week organically. Not even just about hockey, which is positive. And I had a very similar relationship with Ben last year. I think that relationship is very important. And I'm very comfortable with the relationship with Dan moving forward.
Are you guys going to run identical or pretty much the same systems, or how's that going to work?
Good question, because we've talked about that. And that's not the same through the entire NHL, AHL. I would say most teams are starting to head into a system where both the NHL and AHL team are doing identical systems. So, even my expectations of Dan, I told him, don't need you doing the exact same systems, but we do want to be similar with some of our verbiage, a lot of our habits. So, probably still a work in progress for him, and especially spending some time with us in camp here.
The last one, just the scrimmage tomorrow. Is that a good way just to break up the monotony? And what do you want to see from that?
Well, we're going to do a lot in it. We're going to obviously some 5-on-5. We'll get some structure in that. We're going to do some special teams, then we're going to have some situational stuff, some 3-on-3, 4-on-4. So just more opportunity to work on things, be able to teach off it, going forward into our first game on Tuesday.
Appreciate this. Thanks, Derek.
Max?
Hey, Derek, is the idea with Perron down low just how good he can be kind of on the walls and retrievals and can kind of set up from down there?
Just obviously with acquiring Alex, and Alex has had a ton of success in that power play spot on the half wall. Looking for a spot for David. He's got too good of a stick. He's got too good of a feel, and his power play habits are so good. We'll play around with some different things, and obviously, as everyone knows, he's extremely willing to get in those hard areas and take the goalie's eyes when he can. So yeah, it's one look. We have no problem with those guys rotating in and out. You saw the 3 guys rotating kind of in and out from the man in the middle to the half wall, the goal line. So still work in progress, but some solid looks and some good work today on it.
And then with Dylan, I think he killed more last year than he had like the 3 seasons combined. What did you think of how he did in that role? And is that something you'd like to keep loading him up with?
Absolutely. He was excellent. Obviously extremely fast twitch, helped us out in the face-off dot there. Willing, wanting those minutes. Really excited with him on the penalty kill last year. We did add some pieces, obviously, with Comfer and Fisher, 2 players I've had a ton of success killing in this league, but we definitely foresee continuing to use Dylan there.
Then lastly, how big of a differentiator can that be for a guy like Fisher who tries to earn like a nightly role?
Yeah, the type of player is always looking for an identity, looking for a role. And he had some really good reps today. You can watch as much as you can on video. We've liked what we saw on the penalty kill from him. Jay Verity's had an experience coaching him in this league. So we have a feel, but then when you start doing reps today, you can see some feel, some hockey sense. He communicates well on it. I know Bob Bugner was happy with him. One thing he mentioned to me at the end of practice.
Thank you.
George?
Hey, Coach. I was wondering how you see the backup goaltending situation developing with James and Alex. James has a very lengthy track record, but Alex sort of found a home last year in Florida and came here looking for an opportunity. Is it going to be whoever plays the best in the preseason sort of wins out, or do you have any plan for that at the moment?
Yeah, I think we'll evaluate that as the exhibition goes. We want both to get some good opportunity and looks in the exhibition. Obviously, James' body of work is a lot more extensive, but full trust on Alex. And I think a good job from our management team of just adding depth in every position. And last year, that depth hurt us a little bit. We had to pick a goalie up on waivers. So I think they wanted by design to have 3 NHL caliber type goalies, and that's what we did.
I noticed that you guys have your video coach recording practice. Is that in the sense of making sure that everything is a teachable moment for you guys?
100%. Like even indoor scrimmage tomorrow, we'll have a typical pre-scout very similar to what we would in a regular game. And most of that pre-scout will be structure off of practice. Obviously those are live reps. We're teaching off it. So yes, very valuable tool, the video.
And you're doing video tomorrow, but traditionally for the last 10 years or so that I can recall, there's always been a pre-game practice before the red versus white game. You're not holding that. You're just going to go to do the video in the game. Can you explain that decision?
Yeah, we just want to get 3 periods, just something different. Usually we'll add some 3-on-3 or 4-on-4 as part of this part of the camp. So we took tomorrow as an opportunity just to rep it live. So think it had more to do, we're going to one period will be a 5-on-5 look, one period will be all special teams, and one period will be situational stuff, 3-on-3, 4-on-4. And basically it's going to be a little more of an extended game than what we've had in the past. So, we've kind of took that allotted time from practice and put it into the game situation.
And finally for me, and I apologize for being all over the place a little bit. Can you talk about the volunteers here in Traverse City and the impact that they make?
I appreciate you asking that, George, because I'm always taken back with the setup here, and it's all volunteer and the above and beyond. I get baked goods. I get personalized sodas delivered to my room. What they do and how they embrace this is very, very appreciative of me, but our entire organization. You almost have to experience it to understand how unbelievable the volunteers and this community is with this event.
Thank you, sir.
Ansar?
Derek, with the Comfer, he seems like a guy who can really fit a lot of roles, center, wing, PK, power play. Just how important is having that versatility?
Yeah, versatile is the word. Why we acquired him. Steve and his group did a really good job with filling some holes, but that was a target of ours from the get-go. We have a very planned out approach with why we wanted him and our approach with him, and the reasons you mentioned, his versatility. We're keep trying to add some depth. We're trying to add some versatile NHL players, and he's one of them. And we're really excited about him. And very excited he wanted to be here.
Thank you.
Last question, we'll go to Sam.
To stick on Comfort for a moment, it looked like he was getting reps on both specialty teams with Andrew Kopp. I'm curious what you saw as far as the chemistry between those two, and then what you've seen from them more generally throughout camp.
Yeah, I think that's something we may try to experiment with at first. Those guys going out in the first pair in Kopp and Comfer, obviously a righty and lefty, they'd be able to handle both face-off dots. I know that's a role they are excited about and want to contribute to the team. And, just again, kind of what Answer said, he's versatile. We would trust him on the goal line. We would trust him in the middle on the power play, the half wall. He's done it all. He's done it all at a good level, even recently with Colorado. So again, probably piggyback of Answer's talk about him being very versatile.
And then again, looking ahead to tomorrow's scrimmage, I know you've touched on this a little bit already, but what sorts of habits are you hoping to see from the team? And then where do you expect there to be sort of mistakes or rust areas for guys?
Yeah, obviously we'd love to see some of our D zone that perform well tomorrow. Obviously a neutral zone is always a work in progress. Kind of just all of our structure, introducing it and teachable moments in it. So you would like that to be ahead of schedule, but I'm sure it's all part of it. But it's our first step with some actual game action, and I think it'll bode well for us, the timing of it to lead us into our exhibition season on Tuesday.
Thank you very much.